Hey, everybody. It's a brand new day on Gilliam Farms. And I'm going to go back through the chat here. You'll notice I'm by myself tonight. And the reason I'm by myself is because Christine is very under the weather, guys. She could use your prayers if, and, you know, she's just she's not feeling well. Don't know if it's a full blown flare up. She has some underlying health issues and so just keep her in your prayers if you don't mind. Thank you. And then we've got, let's see here. Hey, Wendy at Hardneck Farms made it in first. No way I am first. I beat Joey. Yeah, you're first. You're first, Wendy. That's awesome. That's awesome. Then there's Joey. Joey came in at 4:26 this afternoon. That's pretty late for Joey to pop in on one of these. Usually I can put out a live notification and Joey will be in it like within 5 minutes or so. But anyway, thanks for being here, Joey, buddy. Then we got Rebecca touched by yarn. Hi, Rebecca. And then there's Troy Sutton. Hello, Troy. So I'm gonna get to meet all these folks this year, and that's gonna be awesome. Everybody so far that's popped up on here. Then we've got Linda Peterson. Probably might not see Linda. I don't know. I'll say Chris, Texas Raider. Chris, hey, how are you doing, Chris? Thanks for coming in. And then we've got, let's see here, going on to, hey, there's Lori's prepping for heaven. Hi, Lori. Thanks for coming in. And let's see, chilling with the Gilliams will cool me down. It's hot in Oklahoma, says Woody. Yeah, it is. It's hot. It really is. And we don't have any rain. I hope you guys got rain. I know southern Oklahoma got some rain and all that stuff, but man, up here we just haven't had a thing. Nothing whatsoever. So I'm hoping the future cast gives us something because man, it's pretty sad out there. Fires every day somewhere. I mean, I go outside right now and the smoke is just hanging in the air. And then we've got, let's see here. There's Nanny Tam. Hey, Nanny Tam. Thank you for coming in. Wendy says, I'm on my iPad. I can't tag on. The other has a video uploading to my channel. Awesome. That is awesome. So, yeah. Nanny, I was so excited. She was excited that she got in here first. It must be helping Ginger and missed out. Right. Exactly. So let's see here. Or we'll leave it. Oh, I came in to eat lunch and hydrate. I will have to go back out and work, but we'll leave this running. Okay, Wendy. Well, you got another chance to see me at 7:00. So, you might, if you're not in here for this one, come back at 7. Thank you guys for praying for Christine. Hey, Scotty. There's Midway Farms. Hello. Howdy. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. And yes, everybody pray for Christine if you don't mind. Let's see here. So there's White Rock Homestead said we're just rolling into a campground somewhere in Virginia. Okay. We got to get camp set up and get ready for our live. Nice. That's awesome. Those guys are just jet setters. They're just everywhere. Then we got James Hall. Christine is not well, James. She's not doing very good. And then let's see here. On the ship, Johnny at Gilliam Farms. What on the ship? On what ship? Hello. All right. Everybody's saying hello to everyone and just going to scroll on down through here. We got spit on, no rain. We need rain so bad. Yes, we smell smoke so strong in the morning. Right. Yeah, we have a lot of, it's bad. It's really bad up this way. Jason's registering. Hopefully we'll get set up in time. Yes. Hopefully you guys will get set up. That'll be awesome. So Tom and I are working on the farm until dark. He's on his way home. I'm needing to build tons of raised beds. You're gonna need tons of dirt's what you're gonna need. You're gonna need tons of stuff to fill those raised beds. So that's awesome. Y'all might be near me. Troy Sutton says White Rock Homestead. Y'all might be near me over in Virginia way. Isn't it raining over there in Virginia? Somebody was telling me it was like really wet over there where they were in Virginia. There's Dot Roper. Hey, Dot. Welcome, welcome. There's LJ Woodworks. Thanks for coming in. There's Tamara and David. Thank you for being here, guys. I'm about to the bottom of this deal. That's pretty cool. So, yeah. Hey, Arlene. How are you doing? Thanks for coming. So, for those folks who like that kind of thing, I put out another pushing over a tree video this week. Those videos, I like to make them, but you know, they're not, let's see, I really like to make those videos. That's the video I like to make. It's just, man, I wish the algorithm liked that one too, but you know, it is what it is. And then we've got, let's see here, Arlene. John Goes Outdoors. Hey, John, how's the turkey spine going? Have you got one locked up? They're starting to come back over here. Plus, the other day I was at church and I mentioned to a guy that, you know, the turkeys are starting to come back around. He's got a big ranch over by where our hay field is. And he said, man, I wish you'd come over and help me out with the turkeys over here. He said, they're just overrunning our place. I said, well, I'm sure that we can help you out with that. So I'm going to go over and check it out and see what he's got going on. And because turkeys here, they're kind of hit and miss. I mean, they'll like every turkey in the country will be here on this place one day. Then you might not see them again for 2 weeks. So, you know, you got that going on. But anyway, so I'm excited about going and checking that out. The other thing that I've been working on is I've been working on the auction Jeep, the little auction Jeep that was locked up. I shouldn't say was, the little auction Jeep that is locked up. I'm going to have to go into it a little deeper. I was hoping I could just put the sauce down the cylinders and put a breaker bar on it and get it, you know, rolling, get it, you know, turning over. That's not happening. So I'm going deeper into it. Yes, turkeys eat tons of bugs and get rattlesnakes. Yeah. I got several big toms returning. That's awesome. There's the Rusty Garage and Homestead. Welcome, welcome. Man, I like that name. The Rusty Garage and Homestead. I really like that name. Hey, Bushcraft family. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for coming in. And don't forget to show some love and give John and Christine a big thumbs up. Thank you for that, Nanny Tam. So I love having turkeys around too. They just, you know, the only time you don't love having turkeys around is whenever you're overseeding everything on your place, you know, like you're trying to get something to grow. Man, they will come in and eat everything. They'll eat all your seed up. But, you know, I guess it's like, what would you rather have? You know, perfect fishing weather today, says John. Yes. I didn't get to go today. I kind of stayed here today with Christine. There was actually an auction that I was going to go to, and I thought it might be best to stay closer to the house today. So I stayed here. I do have an auction video that is going to be coming out tomorrow. It's from an auction that I went to last week, and I plan on attending an auction on Saturday. So that is my plan right now. We'll see how my plans lay out because sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. And then we've got, yep, the consignment auction is coming up. That's the one I'm going to. So, yep. Let's see here. And that was from the Rusty Garage and Homestead. There's Cora Phelps is in here. Hi, Cora. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. And so I've been doing the editing over here where I'm sitting today, and I just left my computer set up right here. Usually for our lives, you've noticed, we've got different backgrounds and stuff like that. I usually carry all this mess over there and set it up, and then me and Christine sit together. But this is what we call our breakfast nook. The breakfast nook out the other side from us, and you may have seen it when Christine was live at one time in the past. The other side of it is windows right there, but it's west facing windows. So we got the blinds, keeping us from getting blinded right here, right now. But sometimes it's cloudy, and it sure is a pretty view out that way whenever it's cloudy. So we got Eric and Tina in here. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for coming in. Just got home from work. Thanks for being here. But anyway, later tonight Dale and Nana aren't going to be live tonight. I just need to throw that out there right now. They asked me if I would work, fill their spot, and I said sure. And I thought, well, I don't want to not do the 5 o'clock because the 5 o'clock's when everybody knows we're here. But then I don't want to do the exact same live at 7 o'clock. So I'm going to do something a little different at 7 o'clock. There's another thumbnail out there and stuff like that. And you might want to check that live out if you are interested in what the actual content is going to be about, what we're going to try to accomplish in that one. And so if you're interested in that, then 7 o'clock will be I think it might be an eye opener for some things, and a lot of things it's going to be just, well, it's old hat, but it's going to be like that 101 type stuff. Hey, Don Ray B, how are you doing? Might get a little deeper than 101, but Dee's Garden Adventure, Deanna just dropped in for a second while I'm waiting on an order. Have a great evening, everyone. Thank you for coming in. Someone hijacked my Facebook, so if see a request, it is me. Had to start another page. Yep. James, I've accepted the request on your Facebook. I was hoping it was you. I was hoping it wasn't someone else, like a scammer or something like that. I was just typing I was just typing out about that. They didn't post anything. Hit thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed. Thank you for that, Linda. Don Ray B is doing good. The new one's Rainy Ridge says the new one's a good one then. I hope so, because I friended it. And it sounds interesting, Johnny. Yep. Thank you. I think it will be, because I had a lot of questions myself whenever we got in on this journey and things like that. And I had a lot of, people told me different things and stuff like that. Some of it was correct. Some of it wasn't correct. Some of it was speculation and things like that. And so all I'm going to do is go over what I, in fact, know. I tried to access my account last night, then again this morning, and couldn't access it. Yeah, that is no bueno there. So, hey, Joni, Evening just took peanut butter chocolate chip cookies from oven. Can't comment, but listening. Awesome, man. Peanut butter chocolate chip cookies. Holy cow, man, that is awesome. I meant to say I was just about to ask about Dale and Nana. Yes, I don't know what they got going on. They were kind of secretive about that deal. They said we're just not going to be available. So would you mind helping us out on it? I said, sure. So I don't press, I didn't go, well, what are you doing? I mean, trying to get the inside scoop. I'm sure it's going to be, I'm sure there'll be a video. I'm sure there'll be something that will kind of tell us what's going on with Dale and Nana after a bit. So I'm sure they got something up their sleeve. Those two always do. Yep, everybody's saying hello to Don Ray B. Don Ray B, it's good to see you in here. Don Ray, do you do turkey hunting? I know you do deer hunting. Do you do turkey hunting? Because that is coming right up. And I'm, kind of excited about that just a wee bit. Yummy Joni, I made homemade strawberry cheesecake, no crust. Made it low carb and it was so good. Wow. Listen to that. Low carb homemade strawberry cheesecake with no crust. That is awesome. So, as everybody sees, there is let me get this off here real quick. Below me here, you'll see this banner about the 10 Killer YouTube meetup. So, we're going to be meeting at Cherokee Landing State Park near Tahlequah, Oklahoma at the Creek Shelter, April 25th through 27th, 2025. If you need a camping spot, you can go to www.travelok.com for a camping spot. And 10killerYTmeetup@gmail.com is the event email. So if you don't mind, send us a little line on that, letting us know if you're coming. Kind of give us an idea how many are going to be with you. And I mean, it's going to be a good time, guys. We're excited about it. And Don Ray says, I do not yet do turkey hunting. I'm interested, though. I've been along with friends who turkey hunts. Yes, turkey hunting is it's really an exciting thing. I mean, a lot of people wouldn't think it's exciting, but it's exciting because you go out there and you call them. And whenever you get a response and then they start working your way and you can hear them coming through the woods, you hear them getting closer. You can't see them. But man, here they come. They're getting closer. Man, I hope I'm hidden well enough. I hope, I can do this right. I hope, because they see everything. I mean, you're on the ground, you're at eye level with them. And they just, man, the adrenaline is going. And if you get, a chance, it's amazing. A lot of times they'll see you and they'll go, and as soon as they go, they're out of there. I mean, they don't mess around too much when they start making that noise. So if you hear it, it's not cool. So, hey, Lisa, hi, Joy here listening, but you know me working in the shipping department. That's right. And there is Tony at Creekside Maples. He's telling everybody hello, and he says he likes to turkey. He said he loves to turkey hunt. He said, turkey hunting is my favorite. Don Ray B, turkeys equal disappear artist. Yes, they do. I will be there on the 26th with my friend and less tornadoes. Fair enough, Whitney. We're excited to see you. You're such a joy to be around, I'm telling you. And I'm being serious about that. You are a joy to be around. Thanks for that. And then let's see here. In this city where I let 2 turkeys have the garden for messing in with their eggs, says Linda. Yep. The other day we were driving out. It was Sunday when we went to church. There's a hill over here called Moody Hill. And like 3/4 of the way up that hill, there was a turkey, and somebody had hit it with a car. It was a big tom turkey, and somebody had hit it with a car. And I guess they just grazed it because it was just simply walking in circles in the road. And so I figure it had some type of a head injury or something like that. You couldn't figure out what was going on. So we went on to church, and whenever we came back from church, there were some people that had a yard just a little ways from there, and this turkey was up there in their yard, and they were all around this turkey, trying to corral it. Hopefully they were able to get it, and they didn't shoot it or anything. I mean, if they'd have shot it, but they just, like I said, they were out there, had their arms out, like, oh, maybe we can catch this turkey, maybe we can help this turkey or something like that. So I'm hoping that they were out there trying to help the turkey. I really. I'm so disheartened. I wanted to go bad, but just not able to come to the meetup. Yes. Nanny Tam, my goal is I would love to meet you someday. I really would. I really would love to meet you. And then we've got Creekside Maples. We got turkeys all around us here. They are on the front lawn in the field across the river. And then Creekside asked, what decoys do I use? Creekside, I don't use any decoys. I use a box call. It's an old box call that was given to me by friends, or a friend many years ago. And all I do is I get in the woods. I get into a place where the turkeys can't see a whole long way. Of course, I can't see a whole long way there either. And I call, and they come to me or they go away from me. Hopefully they come to me. So, but anyway, it's worked out well. You use avian X decoys. Yeah, typically I'm always on the run on turkeys. I mean, I turkey hunt in, like I said, mainly in the woods. I may have to get a decoy if I go over there to this one gent's. So I'm buffering. Okay. I didn't see anything saying that we were low. We had a buffer going on, but I understand that. So I may get a decoy or two and go over there whenever I go over there, because his land is really open. Where I hunt turkeys here, it's all woods. And yes, Nanny Tam says, I want to meet you and Christine too, Johnny, and you too, Wendy. Yes, absolutely. My friend used a box call and a mouth call thing. I can't stand the box call. Sounds like nails on a chalkboard to me. It basically is nails on a chalkboard. You use chalk on those things. It's really cool. We have a lot of fields, so decoys are very essential here. Right. So, yeah, I'm mainly in the woods. So, nothing can see far. Like when I go out there, I don't even know if there's a turkey within, miles of me. All I do is I hit the call, see if I get a response. And I can tell you another thing. If you hit the call, I'll stop. I'll set up. I'll hit the call. If I don't hear anything, I continue to call. I just keep sitting there, because I don't know how many times I have hit the call and then moved pretty quick and spooked the bird out, because they'll come in quiet. Good box calls are great. Yes, this one I have has been real good. It actually uses rubber bands on the handle, to keep it together, if that makes any sense. And I don't know, I've replaced those rubber bands on that thing probably, at this point, I've probably replaced them 10 times at least, maybe 15. Sometimes they'll go more than a year. I used some really good rubber bands on it one year that went like, I think they were good for 4 years. In 2008, I shot the third largest bird in Indiana. I have it here on my wall now. Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. How do you know if you have the third largest bird in anywhere? Here in Oklahoma, we don't have any idea what we got. We just shoot a turkey, and I mean, they don't They don't really have a turkey record book here, I don't think. So I don't know what. I've shot some pretty nice turkeys. I've shot some turkeys with shot one time had 4 beards. Um, you know, different length spurs and stuff like that. Hey, Andale, good to see you. Okay, Wendy, I have to go out and work again. I'm getting excited about the restorations here. Yes, I had it entered in the state DNR book. Okay, we don't have anything like that here. We don't have a turkey record book. We have a deer record book, as far as I know, and fish. I think you can probably enter just about any fish if it's always people fishing. Must not have. I saw you say hello. They contacted me and let me know it was the 3rd largest. Cool. I'm glad Indiana has something like that going on over there. I don't think Oklahoma really cares. I've got a bunch of deer in the Oklahoma record book though, but they didn't contact me and tell me I had anything. I had to take my deer to, I think it was called Rack Madness. It was you take the deer racks with you to Rack Madness, and they well, let's just see if I can do something here. Hang on just a second. I'm going to try to go into something and show a photo. I wonder when. Let's see. This would probably be. It does. And bear with me, guys. I'm still here with you. Let me go through here and see. This would probably been. Let's see what here. So anyway, don't. Hey, Julie Cook, welcome. Thanks for coming in. And I am still. I'm going to search out this photo because I took it there, or they took it there for me. And we've got a lot of deer on our wall here in the house, and the 2 deer, if I can find this, the 2 deer that I took with me one time up there, neither one of them are on the wall at all. They're basically piled up out in the shed, which is, unfortunate. Not the way I like it, but it is what it is. Let's see here, months. That would have been, I guarantee would have been 20. Yeah, here it would have been. Let me see if this is the month right here. Surely it was. And I'm hoping. Hi, Shiloh Acres. Hi, Dana Mason. And I got to be getting close. It says April. That picture was bad. It was I like to lost my thumb. Anyway, maybe I'll find it. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll get to show it to you some other time. I'll do one more little thing. I'll just search. And maybe we can find it that way. It might work. I don't know. There's a bunch of photos in here that I wouldn't expect to see by searching like this. So I'm like, well, Maybe it'll work. I can tell you one thing. I got way too many pictures of deer in my thing, for sure. Way too many pictures of deer. Let's see here. This one picture was pretty cool because it was two deer. I got them the same year, both of them with bow, and I took them up there with me, and both of them made the Oklahoma record book. The Oklahoma record book, I think the score, they had to score at least 135, and both of these were well over that. Man, I got way too many pictures of deer in my thing. Way too many. But I love to deer hunt, and that's the reason why, I guess. So all you people, if you see me here looking like I'm looking off to somewhere, what I'm doing is I'm actually looking at my photo library right now. And I can tell you, I'm going to be going through here and deleting a bunch of pictures after a bunch of this. Let's see here. Because, man, this has got to be taking up a ton of storage. I guess a lot of it was because my trail cameras were actually going straight to my, what do you call it, the photo, my photos on my computer. So whenever I would look at them, they would actually automatically transfer right over to the photo bank, and which is not great, of course. And then you end up with just tons of pictures of different things. My goodness. Man, I'm getting cross-eyed looking at all these. Well, anyway, I'll continue to kind of side-eye that. Hey, Wanda Henry, thanks for coming in. I wasn't sure if it was a trophy bird, but I was impressed, Linda. Yes. Man, I'll tell you what, those turkeys are. I want to ask you, Creekside, how much that turkey weigh? I mean, they got to go off weight, surely, right? So, Tony, what did he weigh? Because that's got to be the trick. I can tell you a story about a turkey hunt one time. It's kind of a bad deal, but my uncle used to raise eastern wild turkeys. The eastern, they call them the eastern birds. He raised them at his farm. Well, some guy that he knew, an acquaintance, decided he was going to take a newspaper editor on a turkey hunt. So him and my uncle schemed up this deal to where this guy, he took him out there to one of my uncle's lease pastures, or whatever it's called, lease ground. Took him out there, and so here's how it went. Guy went in the woods with the other guy, started calling. Uncle turned his turkey loose. It went over there. Guy shot it. That's how it actually went down. The guy who shot the turkey had no idea that any of that happened. It's been many, many, many years ago at this point. But I remember that the turkey weighed around 30 pounds. And it was a Jake, and it weighed around 30 pounds because, it was fed up. And a Jake is a really young turkey. So, yeah, they did a big story about it. They talked up the guy that took him hunting. They did all that stuff. And I was sitting there going, man, I can't believe, you know, bad deal. It wasn't good. Yeah, I'm gonna be clearing out stuff out of my thing because I've gone through thousands of pictures. I'm not looking anymore. I'm done. It says I have 5,519 pictures of deer on my thing. My gosh. And 68 videos of deer. Oh my goodness. I'm bleary eyed now. All right, that's enough of that. So anyway, that was the story, the turkey story. Hey Lori, good afternoon. So did let me look back here and see if there's Lee Fisherman 506. Hey Duncan family, if you feel a breeze, it's just me coming through Tahlequah. Hey, that's awesome. I was looking for a picture of my son-in-law. He got a turkey that weighed a little over 30 pounds, 10.5-inch beard. That's a big old turkey. That's a big old turkey. Here in Oklahoma, that'd be a really, really big turkey. I think our turkeys here, a lot of times a lot of the wild birds that I shoot are in the 25-pound range. I mean, that's an average. You get over 30, they're really getting pretty big. And you were so yeah, James Hall. If you guys see James Hall sending you guys a thing asking for a friend request, then it's because he was hijacked. So so his new friend request is actually good because he said he can't get into his old account. Do you guys hear anything on my live? Do you hear some background noise or anything like that? Let me know if you're hearing anything. Give me a I hear something, I hear nothing. It's not that big a deal. It is a big deal. You need to fix it, etc., etc. And I will take care of it. No noise, says Linda on her end. Don't hear anything. That's good. I don't hear anything, says Andale. James Hall doesn't hear anything. Okay, good. Okay, guys, you don't hear anything. The reason I'm saying is because I got a central air unit just right over there, and that thing is humming because it's 80 something degrees here today. And what I'm excited about on that is it quit like a week ago. The AC quit. We've been up. We've been what do you call it? Oh, up in the 80s a lot. And one day I came in and man, the air was running and I was going, man, it just don't feel cool. So what I did was I checked the vents and everything and I was like, oh yeah, it's just blowing in what it feels like outside, just, kind of rapido through the vents, That's not working. So the last time that we had an air conditioner problem here, AC central unit, it was a capacitor. And this capacitor, I was amazed because we didn't have any air conditioner then, any AC then either. I called these guys. They drove out here. They got out of their truck. They popped the cover off with a, little electric drill. They popped the cover off the side cover. They reached in there, pulled this capacitor out, unplugged the 3 wires that had plugged to it, and went in their truck, found a used capacitor that kind of similar, had the same numbers on it. Wasn't the same shape or anything like that, but it was used. Threw it on there real quick. So that would be $300. And then left. Yeah. So I said, I'm going to remember that. I am going to remember that one. Oh my goodness, I'm going to remember that. And I did. It quit again. First thing I did was I went down to the local lock store. I bought a capacitor. I brought it home. I plugged it in there. And we've got air conditioner again. So there you go. I'm just telling you. A lot of times, what it was the fan would blow. It's just that the AC compressor wouldn't kick on, and it takes the capacitor to help that AC compressor kick on. And sometimes it goes bad. I understand it can be worse. That you can have other problems. There's a switch on the pressure switch on the AC line. If it doesn't show enough pressure, it won't kick on and things like that. But every time Johnny says capacitor, I think Back to the Future. Yeah, 88.6 mile per hour flux capacitor. It's crazy how they do that, used parts, etc. That's right. I mean, I was like, I'm standing there 300 pounds lighter with a used capacitor whenever they left. Man. Yep. Hey, Jennifer. Welcome. Hopefully the capacitor was way cheaper than that service call was. Yes, the capacitor was $15. New. Brand new. Yeah. So, I'm going to keep a capacitor here on hand all the time. But anyway, we usually, we like to keep our house a little bit cooler than your average person. I tell folks that I like to sleep, seeing my breath and stuff like that. It's true. I really do. I think I sleep the best whenever I can see my breath. Like if I'm down there at deer camp and I'm inside the camper and I can see a hint of my breath, that's a good time for me to go to bed. It's just about the right temperature, because you don't get too hot in the night and kick everything off, because there's repercussions. So you stay bundled up, and so I've got to get our camper ready to take down to 10 Killer. So I'm gonna go over there and clean it up. Hopefully the water still all works and everything like that. I've stayed in it a few times with the cows, but I never did hook the water to it because cold. It was cold. Every time I stayed out there with the cattle, it was, in that really cold time. Lori's got to head back to the kitchen again. When ours went out, they tried to sell us a new system, furnace and central. Nope, Rob ended up fixing it himself. There you go. Yep. So, and that's the thing. We have a well here. That's another story. We have a well here. And so I noticed that the well would just run. I mean, we'd be outside. We weren't running any water or anything like that. And all of a sudden, the well would just kick on and run for a little bit and then kick off. And we could sit out there and just watch it. And about every 5 or 6 minutes, it just kick on for a little bit and kick off. I go, we got a leak. We got a leak somewhere. So what I did was I called. I thought, well, I'll call a plumbing company because we got two issues here. Not only we have a leak, but we also had a shower inside the house here that actually wouldn't work. I mean, you could turn the water on and everything, and it wouldn't. Didn't get anything out of it. So Joey at Joe Fix It For You helped us with that side of it, but later. And kudos to Joey on that. And it was a cartridge inside the manifold. But on the outside leak that we had, those guys came out here and they said, well, we got a leak detector, so we'll look for it. So anyway, they took their little leak thing and ran all around out here and did all the things, and we're trying to test it out and stuff like that. And they said, well, we can't find it with that. And I said, so what are we going to do? What are we going to have to do? They said, well, since we can't find where the leak is, hey, Bill, since we can't find where the leak is, we can just replace your water line to the house. I said, replace it. yeah, just totally go around all the rest of it. I said, okay. So how are we going to do that? He said, oh, we're going to dig a ditch from the well house to your house right there, and then we're just going to run it under the floor down to the hookup, which is at the very other end of the house. So the entire length of the house was going to have a water pipe underneath there. And I said, I really don't like that. Hey, Robert, thanks for coming in. I said, I'm really not game to having that thing just kind of, oh no, we'll tie it to your floor joist, blah blah blah, and everything. And I said, well, I said, I'd really rather have it the way it was, which is, right around the yard. It goes around the house and then comes into where the water hooks up on the house, comes right in there, and that's where it hooks. They said, well, no, we're not going to do that. And they wanted to charge me $3,000. It was $3,600 to do that, what they wanted to do. So, I looked at those guys and I finally told them, I said, you know what? I'm not really interested in doing all that. And, they charged me, I think they charged me $700 for that trip out here. So I'm like, so I called the company because I actually paid them. I called the company up and I said, I don't think your guys did me that much. I said, all they did was told me that they need to knock a hole in our wall in our dining room, and they were going to replace all of our piping outside. I said, but they didn't do any of the work, but I got charged. And they said, oh, that's horrible. You shouldn't have been charged that much. So they sent me a thing for, they refunded over $500 of it. So we ended up paying a couple of $100. Well, long story short, I took and went and rented a mini excavator, brought it out here myself, unloaded it, went over by the well house, 2 scoops down. Christine goes, that looks like mud. I said, yeah, it does. Went a little bit deeper. The leak was right there at the well house, just right where it comes out. It comes out of the well house, and what it did was it come out with PEX, and it connected to a PVC right there, a PVC joint with PEX, and right there at that union is where it was leaking. All I had to do is fix that union, get it all back, put it back together, and cover that up real quick with the excavator that I had rented. I mean, the excavator didn't run probably 5 minutes the entire time we had it out here. Now I loaded it back on the trailer and took it back. But fixed that deal. Why don't you rent? I was just going to say that. Yeah, I did rent it. It's $250 a day to rent a mini X out here. But if you rent it on Saturday, you get to keep it till Monday. And you can use it as much as you can. So usually, those things are really booked up on the weekends. But yeah, and Dale, there's actually a video. I did a video on that actual thing. It's back in my playlist or back in my videos there, and it shows the whole deal. Going after it, getting it, digging it, fixing it, getting water back, and awesome. It was awesome. So, dang, that's cheap. It's almost double that up here. Yeah, that's Alaska for you. I mean, you guys make the big bucks up there, though. Hey, Barb, how are you doing? Ben's Over Acres is in here. Yeah, all right. So everybody, don't forget, it's 7 o'clock. I'm going to go live again. It's going to be a little bit different than this right here. So if you like, if you want to learn, I'm not even going to say learn. If you just want to update what you probably already know about YouTube and stuff like that, especially about the um, the lucrative side of YouTube, because there can be a lucrative side. And I'm not going to be talking about memberships and things like that, because I don't have any experience with any of that. I don't do any of that stuff. There are other people who do, and they can talk to you about that. But I have experience in AdSense and what it takes, in order to get paid through AdSense stuff. So that's what I'm going to be going over. I'm going to be going over that and how to get your, videos actually seen and stuff like that. But that's going to be at 7:00. I'm the cheapest guy around it, and I charge $1,000 a day. Yep. It just depends upon what you. I think that like equipment, I used to be really cheap, on dozer work. I would charge. I remember, oh gosh, it's been probably 6 or 7 years ago. I was charging about $75 an hour for the dozer, and I went to 80, and then eventually I went to $100 an hour. And typically I would work it for 8 or 9 hours a day. So it wasn't ever, everybody else minimum 120. I mean, 120 was bottom barrel, and I was $100. So I was booked up all the friggin' time. I made good money at it, but I can tell you, it's hard on you. Dozer is hard on you. It'll like, there's no give on any of that stuff. So my neighbor has a business charging $100 an hour for excavator, and he brings it and does all the work and supplies the gas. Yep. Well, that's what I did. $100 an hour. I drug it there, and all my diesel and everything. I'll never have to worry about that. I'm too political and too straightforward. I guess I missed something. Oh, you're talking about the YouTube side of stuff. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's not going to be for everybody. I mean, I've already had people tell me that they're absolutely not interested in ever making a dime from YouTube and stuff like that. And I respect that. So if that's what you want. Now I'm gonna open that one up a little bit. I'm gonna open it up to where people can come up and ask questions or maybe share their experience or something like that. I only want one person at a time up on the panel. I want it to be a back and forth. So I'm going to let one person at a time up, and then once we get that settled out, then I'm going to move on to the next one if there's anybody else that wants to come up and talk about it. That way we don't get into the noise aspect of things. So be first come, first serve. So if you've got a question or anything like that, I'll open it up. I will let you know what I know. You may already know everything I know, and this will be just nothing to you, and you won't need it and all that kind of stuff. But it might be an aha for you. Might be. Because I can tell you what my goal is for YouTube, and my goal is, yes, Don Ray B. There you go. I'm gonna highlight this, okay? Monetization was not my goal, but a few bucks came in sometimes, that'd be sweet. Yes, your time is worth money. So there's nothing that says that you can't have fun with YouTube, put out all your information and stuff like that, but also get compensated for that. It's nice I'm telling you, it is nice to, whenever I need tires for a truck or something like that, to just go get them and know that YouTube is paying the bill for that. It is never, it's worth it. I'm telling you. So I'd like to know how to edit, start from the very basics. Editing, you'll need a software. I can talk about editing. Mainly I'm going to be talking about thumbnails and stuff like that, because what I'm trying to do is trying to get people actually into your video. They actually click on it. Then after they click on it, it's up to you to keep them held. So editing, all I can say is whenever you make a video, well, I'm getting into what I'm going to be talking about. So let me just leave you with that. 7 o'clock, come back and we'll get into meat and taters and stuff. So, yes, Don Ray B, my channel started just to show my Maryland friends what my land was like. My channel was started because, and I know there's a lot of people that say this exact same thing, but mine was started because I can't remember what my grandpa sounded like. So if I can't remember what my grandpa sounded like, I wanted my grandkids to know what I sound like when I'm gone, so they can look it up. I have to watch the replay. I'll be moderating for 2 channels in 2 hours. Okay. All right, Jennifer. You could have done I had to cut a lot out. My mic didn't connect right and didn't want to delete it all. Instead of 19 minutes, it's about 9. Yes. Derek brings up a very good thing. I went to an auction. I went to a construction equipment auction. It was a big auction. My old mic that the coyotes basically chewed up, which is laying here. Here it is. See those holes in that? Those are from a coyote, because this fuzzy thing on the top, they thought it was probably something good to eat. But I lost this thing in the woods for like a week. And whenever I found it, this is the way I found it. The windscreen was gone off of it. Anyway, so I was still using it, but it quit. And it was at that auction. And it was like right after I bought something. And it was a really good auction. And when I got home, I was just sick because I started loading it down and there was no sound for 97% of the auction. No sound whatsoever. And I couldn't do voiceover on 97. I mean, you have to hear the auctioneer. You have to hear the, you know, you have to hear all that stuff. And I ended up just throwing it out. But at that auction, I bought a bolt bin. And that bolt bin was stocked by a company called something fasteners. I can't remember. Fastenal fasteners. It was a Fastenal fasteners bolt bin. It was completely loaded with bolts, nuts, and washers, all grade 8, and all of it was zinc coated. And I gave $100 for that thing, and it is amazing. I mean, if I ever need a bolt, nut, washer, you know, it's got everything from from 1/4 inch all the way up to 1 inch stuff. I mean, it's got all of it. And I was like, I would like to incorporate it into a video, but I guess I'm going to have to incorporate it into the remodeling on the shop video thing out here. So anyway, well, guys, it's 5:59. Everybody head over to White Rock Homestead. Tell them Gilliam Farms sent you. Thanks for coming in, and I'll see you again at 7 o'clock for those who want to see the other side of, the fun and profit side of YouTube. So I'll talk to you guys later. See you over there.